Hey, shalom, shalom. All praise, glory, and honor be unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. Peace and double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Shalom to the elect. So in this lesson, a brief lesson in transit on the way to camp, I want to touch on the topic of prayer and also other things surrounding that topic. Based off, is going to be a quick personal testimony. So recently, my seed came down with some real nasty bug that's going around, whatever is going around. Honestly, this has been one of the worst, like, flu seasons, sick seasons this winter that we had in since I can remember. Honestly, to me, this is even worse than the endemic. Even though a lot of people, so-called, perished in the, because of the CV. Really, a lot of that shit was engineered, and people were just going and getting hooked up to ventilators, for no reason. And they were just getting, pretty much put in a medical coma, and then, their lights put out. But in this case, I seen a lot of brothers get sick. I myself got sick. My whole family came down with some shit. So my seed, he got it, and he was real bad for a few days, probably for like a week actually. And that's not really like him, because usually he'll get sick for a few days and bounce back. Like, he'll get sick for like 2 or 3 days and bounce back. He was out for like a solid week. And at one point, he was in pain. He asked me, can you pray for me? I thought he was gonna ask me for like some food or something. He he asked me, can you pray for me? And I prayed for him right on the spot. But also what it made me think of, what the Lord said, to receive the kingdom, and that this thing is dealing with babes. You gotta have a childlike mind and faith, and to come into this thing as a baby. And the way that he asked me that was definitely a beautiful thing. And I wasn't necessarily like shocked by it, because I do be showing him to pray and things, but the fact that he was in that mindset, he was really, down and out, and that's what he was thinking of, something spiritual, was a faith booster to me. But also, on the other side of it, and this is something, because I know a lot of you hopeful elect out there, brothers and sisters, you may be going through a lot. You are going through a lot of things, definitely, and you may think to ask us to pray for you, and we do pray for you. That's the thing. Like, without you even asking, us brothers do pray for you, because every day, to the best of my ability, I put up a prayer for the elect. So if you of the elect, and and I know a lot of brothers that put up similar prayers, all right, we praying for you. We praying for you regardless. Now, you may, as an individual, ask for, like, yo, I'm really going through something, and I want, I need, that extra boost. So could you pray for me? And ain't nothing wrong with that. At the same time, though, you also got to pray for you. You also got to be doing the things, like repenting and doing your best to walk in the ways that has been prescribed for us, for the Lord to heal you. And also, doing the right things in terms of your diet, your herbs, your exercise, things like that. Because we can pray for you, of course, and we will. But if you're not, taking care of yourself, faith without works is dead. Prayer is an act of faith. But after you pray, then there's things that you have to do. to show that you believe that the Lord is going to answer your prayer, you know, because you don't just pray and then you don't do nothing about your situation. No, good thing to pray for is to pray for the Lord to put the spirit on you to make better decisions. That's what I pray for a lot, because we could all use that. We're all being improved little by little, and that's a good thing to put up, because that's the Lord. That's showing the Lord that you want to do better as well. You know, you're not just putting it up to a prayer and then you're gonna sit back and not put in any work to make your life better. You know, make improvements. Like, Lord, can you please, put me in a better financial situation? You're not asking to be rich, but you're asking just to have some of that burden alleviated and for you to be in a better position. And there's nothing wrong with praying for that. It is the Lord, and the Lord's Prayer, give us this day our daily bread. So that's tied in with that. But if you don't actually go out there and look for the job, and put in the work and research, then what is really going to come of it? You know, he's called the Heavenly Father. He's the ultimate father figure, Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, right? And a father figure instills discipline. So you might ask your father for something, and yeah, he can give it to you easily, but he's going to have you go through certain things before you get to that. And another thing, going into the situation with my seed, when he asked, "Can you pray for me?" He asked for that, but he was also taking the herbs and the medicine that I had given him. The orange juice, the oregano oil, the different things, different, Sirach 38 says, the medicines from the earth. And then we also got to pray over the herbs that we take before we even put them in our bodies, because without the Lord's green light, it's all in vain. Like with Steve Jobs, when that devil was on his deathbed, he was taking all different types of herbs and different types of organic. He had the best nutritionist. He fasted, he did all this, but he was wicked and he was a sodomite. So the Lord didn't heal him. But also on the other hand, on the side of faith, we have to pray, but we also have to enact the things that we're doing and live a life. Imagine if you ask on a carnal example, if you ask your father for something, but then your behavior is not indicative of you actually deserving it or wanting it, what do you think your father's going to do? He ain't going to give it to you. So it's all about a lifestyle. It's all about a lifestyle. And prayer is definitely central to that. There's also other aspects. The Lord, for example, in Matthew the 6th chapter, Yahushai gave us instructions on how to pray, right? And that's called the Lord's Prayer, and we all know it. It's good to learn it in the Lashon Kodash as well, because we know that things other than the Hebrew has more power. All right. But he didn't just give us instruction on just how to pray. He gave us instruction on how to teach, what to do in certain situations. If they don't receive you, shake the dust off your feet. Different instruction. So that means that is prayer, and there's also actions tied with what we're praying for, what we're doing. And the Lord wants to see that, man. So if my seed had just asked me, "Can you pray for me?" but he ain't taking the medicine, the sea moss and everything I was giving him, he wasn't going to get better. So I could take him serious when he asked me for that, because I knew he was doing everything possible in his power to get better. And to Wadi Yahal Bashem Yahushai for the knowledge of prayer, teaching us how to pray, for exhorting each other to pray. Because prayer is very powerful, man. You know, and knowing how powerful it is, if we put that extra push in terms of our own behavior, then man, you know, the sky is the limit. Because you got people in the world, they pray. They might pray a lot, but they haven't truly repented. They haven't truly changed their life. You see, even in the laws, it says that a husband can block his wife's, you know, his wife might make a vow or something, and the husband can block it. So, you know, in the same sense, does not the Lord liken the daughter of Zion unto a comely and delicate woman? So the Lord can block it, man. All right, but the scripture says to make known your request to the Lord, man. So we have to pray. No, we have to pray, but we also have to have an understanding that prayer has to come with a change in behavior as well. You know, we put up those supplications, man. It's just supplication means to beg. So we beg the Lord, man. Beg Yahweh Basham Yahushua to deliver us from these situations. But also we got to do better for ourselves too. Because again, those people in the world, they pray. You know, they talk about the Most High, they talk about God, they just haven't really repented. See, you know, and then to be a lot of our people that they just completely embracing a life of sin. You know, you got women that are on OnlyFans and they want to put scriptures in their bio and this and that. That's something of the world. That's vanity because they haven't really changed anything. They just think that because they're mentioning the Lord or that they know that they you know, they're praying, but you haven't actually repented. See, a husband that his wife hasn't changed her behavior, she's got the mentality of a streetwalker, but she's asking for things and she's trying to act all pious, but deep down she's a whore. You know, he's not gonna be dealing with her very long if he's a man with any sense, right? So yeah, man, the prayer is central, it's essential, and we got to keep putting up them prayers as well as amending our ways, man. And I'm exhorting myself first and foremost, man. All right, because that's going to show the Lord that we believe that He is and that He has the power to heal us and forgive us. All right. And the diet, you know, diet is very important, man. You know, get the diet on point and incorporate a lot of greens and a lot of fruits. Okay. And honestly, man, like we don't need to be eating a lot to be healthy, man. I think in Babylon the Great America, we've been taught to be gluttonous, you know, which Jake liked to eat at the end of the day. In the kingdom, man, we're going to feast. We know everything here is defiled, man. So it might be wise, it is wise to learn to go with a little less, right? Especially knowing we're in these mortal bodies. We're not in the immortal bodies yet. So in these mortal bodies, a good example is Daniel with the pulse. All right, Daniel prayed 3 times a day, but also look at the lifestyle that Daniel was living. The lifestyle matched his prayers. See, you know, as different elders I've heard mention, Daniel has a flawless record in the scriptures, man. You don't hear nothing bad about Daniel. As much as he was praying, he was also living a godly lifestyle. All right. So, you know, going back to the topic of the diet, You know, he had the pulse and the king's meat, which oftentimes in Babylon everybody wants to be eating, you know, eating good and eating like the king. You know, what is Donald Trump eating? You know, that nigga eats McDonald's and a bunch of garbage, man. But he's got demons and he's got, you know, Satan is on him. You know, we know the Lord is the most high is using him through the left hand. So that dude, he'll eat McDonald's. A lot of Edomites, they'll eat a bunch of garbage and somehow they don't really deal with as many issues as our people do because our people, you know, we're supposed to have a particular diet, man. See, it's like different animals, man. You don't just feed any animal anything, man. You know, and we're a species, you know, we're the top apex. You know, we are the chief uh, creature that the Lord made, the Israelite. But our diet is very particular, man. You know, we're not supposed to consume a lot of things. We're not supposed to consume fat. Uh, you know, we're not supposed to consume pork, shrimp, crab, lobster. So, you know, oftentimes, man, fruit, vegetables, that pulse diet, there's a lot of benefits to that at times, you know. And you can incorporate, you know, I'm not saying to be a vegetarian, although there is a lot of benefits to not dealing with meat at times, like, you know, actual flesh, chicken, turkey, fish, beef, lamb. But you can still have those things in your diet and have organic, like, you know, have like a clean aspect to what you're eating. You know, I always have greens with what you're eating. You know, start your day off eating fruit. You know, try to eat as clean as possible. And then of course you're gonna have your you know, you're gonna have your chicken or your, you know, what have you. But again, that's also an example of faith without works being dead. So we want to be healed. A lot of us are going through ailments, but we have to make the change in ourselves as well. And that's kind of where, you know, where I'm gonna draw this lesson to a close. You know, that was the point. All right, keep putting up them prayers, keep asking and begging the Lord to change us. You know, to put us on the right mindset and the right path, and to give us wisdom. Right, so that we could be in the right mindset and the right on the right um, right hand side, man. All right. So with that, all praise, glory, and honor be unto Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shai by Shem Dash. Shalom to the next one.